Well, the city and developers of the collapsed Hard Rock Hotel failed to meet a court deadline today to approve demolition. Eyewitness investigator David Hammer has been following the court battle and has this report.
A lawyer representing the city of New Orleans wrote Wednesday that the owners of the collapsed Hard Rock Hotel still need to address several concerns before City Hall can approve a demolition permit. Rachel Wisdom, an outside attorney hired by the city, wrote the city is optimistic it could still grant a demolition permit to Hard Rock Hotel owners 1031 Canal Development. But in her letter to Orleans Civil Court Judge Kern Reese, Wisdom wrote, quote, "The city has determined that the proposed demolition work is extremely dangerous and risky, with the potential for an uncontrolled collapse or other unplanned events that could potentially cause damage to adjacent properties, utilities, and people at or near the site." In a response email, 1031 Canal's attorney Carrie Miller said the city has presented no support for its assertion, and it's directly contrary to the testimony provided by engineer witnesses last Thursday in a court hearing. Wisdom also said insurance is a major sticking point, asking 1031 Canal to secure $25 million in job-specific insurance rather than $16 million in general liability coverage. Miller said that goes beyond what's required, even for the most hazardous work. 1031 Canal's contract with Kolb Grading is for $8.4 million. Kolb proposes to do the job in 4 phases, taking down the tower cranes piece by piece, tearing down 3 smaller buildings next door, removing the partially collapsed top 10 floors, 1 floor at a time, while also recovering the remains of workers Jose Ponce Areola and Quinion Wimberly, which have been trapped in the debris since the building collapsed October 12th. And finally, tearing down the bottom 8 concrete floors, which are mostly undamaged. All told, the demolition is expected to take 6 months, if it's ever allowed to proceed. David Hammer, Eyewitness News.
Well, because the city did not issue a demolition permit today, Judge Reese has called a public court hearing for tomorrow on the city's code enforcement fines against the Hard Rock owners.